You're watching a production of Civic Center TV. Find our on-demand programming on civiccentertv.com and follow us at Civic Center TV on Twitter and Civic Center TV 15 on Facebook. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home. It's time for the Splash Live from Civic Center TV, featuring stories from and about people like you in the Greater West Bloomfield area. Simulcast on cable, 89.3 Lakes FM, social media, and the web. Now live from Green Media Center on Walnut Lake Road, it's the Splash Live.
Live, local, social, it's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm your host, Tyler Keefe. Thank you for joining us. As always, you can watch us each and every day throughout your work week on all of our outlets, including Comcast Channel 15 and AT&T Channel 99. Find us also on our website each and every day, live and on demand on civiccentertv.com, on our Facebook page at Civic Center TV 15, and on YouTube at Civic Center TV. In addition, you can also find us on the radio each and every day as you drive throughout the community. Our 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week live simulcast is on 89.3 Lakes FM. Taking a look at your weather report on this Tuesday in Greater West Bloomfield. Going to be, again, a bit warmer over the next few days, and some sunshine also involved this week. Tuesday's high 40 degrees and 26 is the low. Clear and mostly sunny today. Wednesday, much of the same, as the weather's going to be 43 for a high on Wednesday and 27 for a low. Mostly cloudy to cloudy on Wednesday. So today, going to be that sunnier day of the week. Then we get those clouds back in on Wednesday and Thursday. Thursday, a little bit of a combination of today and tomorrow. It's going to be the warmth you'd expect from a sunny day, but the cloudiness of Wednesday. High of 51, low of 33, warmer but cloudy all throughout your Thursday. We'll give you more information on Friday and into the weekend as we go throughout the rest of this week. It's a big day here in the Greater West Bloomfield area. Monday was a very busy day right next door to us at the West Bloomfield Town Hall Complex. Last evening, the West Bloomfield Parks and Recreation Commission, alongside the West Bloomfield Township Board, had a special joint work session at Town Hall to discuss the potential renovation of this building you're seeing on your screen, the Recreation Activities Center. A massive proposal is on its way very soon from Parks to the Township Board and soon maybe even to the community. We'll talk to Kelly Hyer about this project in just a little bit. We'll also hear from Robert Brooks, the chairperson of the Parks and Recreation Commission, as well as one of the architects, Mikehl Hafner, who is behind this project as well. It's a big story. We're going to continue to keep you updated on this. They went over kind of their draft proposal to the township last night, got some information on from them and questions and answered some questions from the township board. We'll give you more details on what they're looking into right now in just a few minutes. Stay tuned. Across our community, right outside in the Bloomfield Township community, an historic theater, the Maple Theater, is officially closing. We'll give you details on what is behind this closure suddenly of one of our local historic film theaters. West Bloomfield Middle School is holding its preview night on Wednesday. We'll give you the details of the where and when you can attend this event and why parents should be interested in coming to attend Middle School Parent Info Night. This weekend, the 2024 Black Expo happening at the Orchard Mall. We'll give you all the details on what to expect from that event and when you can attend over the weekend. Later on in the program, Chris Ward from Oakland County Parks will join us as they get ready for a couple of job fairs both this weekend and middle of the week next week. If you're looking for seasonal work or part-time work, this is an interview you're going to want to listen to. Some great opportunities with Oakland County Parks. In addition, other stories from around the Sylvan Lake community, some nature room open hours, ways you can help volunteers get their due recognition in our community, and so much more. Live, local, social, it's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live. What people are watching in Orchard Lake, Civic Center TV, and 89.3 Lakes FM.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Take a break and tune in to the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Join Tyler Keefe as he goes through headlines and events, updating you on the day-to-day happenings in Oakland County. Catch us live weekdays 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Watch us on demand at civiccentertv.com. Or watch us on TV at Comcast Channel 15 or AT&T at Channel 99. Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Find us on Instagram at Civic Center TV. Get notified when we upload one of our interviews, full episodes, and more. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. And now, back to the Splash, live.
Live, local, social, it's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm your host, Tyler Keefe. Thank you for being with us. It is a really cool story that we've been covering. We actually broke this story with Kelly Hyer from West Bloomfield Parks a couple weeks ago at the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce's board installation breakfast as we talked with her about that special day out at the Connect Senior Center and later on as she spoke at that particular event. She had mentioned that they were looking to expand their services, expand their facilities, particularly the Recreation Activities Center, into what could become potentially a 33,000 square foot facility. We had a chance to hear from many people last night as the West Bloomfield Township Board held a special joint work session meeting with the Parks and Recreation Commission at Town Hall. We'll have that for you later on today on our website on civiccentertv.com, and it will replay beginning at 1 o'clock p.m. This is an idea that is a big idea. A lot of planning has gone into it recently as they prepared to talk with the Township Board last night and as they prepare to go back to the board and potentially put this up to possibly be on an upcoming election in August is the current proposal. It's not a new idea, however. This idea is years in the making, according to Chairperson Robert Brooks from the Parks and Recreation Commission meeting, who we had a chance to hear from out at Town Hall just after last night's meeting. Let's hear what he had to say.
I think it's long in the coming, but it's been in our master plan. I've been on this commission for approximately 3 terms at the end of this year. So to put that in perspective, I understand that a recreation activity center as a whole was looked at when the original site was planned here at Township Hall. So this is a long time in the coming. Although, at the same time, we have serviced this entire community very well with what we've had in resources. So therefore, the community really hasn't lost anything. They're really just been in anticipation, and we've done other things to help us get to this point, and we think now is the time.
We don't often reference polls here at Civic Center TV. We don't do polls like Fox News or MSNBC or even our local major news stations in the Detroit area. But if we did put out a poll about the most favorable amenities of our community, certainly West Bloomfield Parks would be number one on that list. People love our local parks. They love to go to them all throughout the 4 seasons of the year, but those amenities that are at those parks and at many of those facilities could also be placed in a one-stop shop at Town Hall with this proposed expansion that hasn't officially been proposed yet. It's currently in draft form, and that's, again, something I want to emphasize here. This is very much preliminary at this time. Nothing has been approved as far as ballot language by the Township Board. That is going to be coming at a later date. And a lot of these details were gone over last night by Executive Director Kelly Hyer from West Bloomfield Parks and Recreation. We will hear from her in just a little bit. But first, here are some of the cliff notes if you did not have a chance to tune in last night. Let's take a look at some things Kelly had to present.
The opportunity presents itself to ask the voters to consider a 20-year, $25 million bond proposal that, if approved, would provide critical support for creating a healthier community through expanded recreation programming as well as enhanced park amenities. Located right here on the Civic Center campus, which is the ideal location since it's both familiar and a source of pride for so many residents. The new Connect would be nearly 4 times as large as the current Recreation Activities Center to meet community demand for programs and services, So growing our 8,400 square feet, which is the current building now, that would be renovated. And then in addition, so it would bring the total building square footage of 33,000 square feet. So we'd like voters to consider the 20-year, $25 million bonds for the expanded community center and park improvements for the August primary 2024 election.
Kelly Hyer at last night's Parks and Recreation Commission and West Bloomfield Township Board joint meeting that will be on our website on demand shortly on Civic Center TV. We also heard from other individuals. We've already heard a few words from Chairperson Robert Brooks, who said one of the key components that went into this discussion and into the planning of this was to have that permanent home for that Connect Senior Center, but also a lot of other recreational resources. Certainly this could have a big impact on our seniors, but really a big impact on the entirety of the community.
I never saw myself as being a senior that would want to stay in my home. And I think that is our community that we belong to. We have some wonderful home settings. We have wonderful community here in West Bloomfield. And because of that, I think our seniors, which now I be at a young age, are finding themselves wanting to stay in their homes longer, mainly because the alternatives don't give community. And community is important as we age, and I think as we then have families such as our children and our grandchildren come to our homes, I think we want places to be able to take them in our community. And I think that
and there's so many things to be excited about at this potential expansion of the Recreation Activities Center. And it's so exciting that even the architect behind this, Mikehl, Hafner, who spoke at last night's meeting, both on the broadcast and to our team afterwards, said there's so many amenities that he's excited to maybe work on should this proposal go through to the voters and of course eventually be maybe passed by the voters. But here's what he was most excited about from the project's proposal as it currently stands.
I think I'm really excited about the second floor entrance. It's a really cool design feature where we get to do something fun that's not so pragmatic as where does this bathroom go, where does this go, how do these work, that will integrate nature up into the second floor with the existing.
And the second floor, that top level is going to have a lot of interesting amenities all throughout the building. Not only are they going to put in the senior center and expand their nature space as well. Those amenities are going to play a big role in this going forward, including putting those trails inside. People love to go out on the West Bloomfield Trail all throughout the summer season, but of course when it gets blustery and snowy and windy outside, it's tougher to get out on those trails, and people want to find that place to go for a walk. This building could potentially have that right indoors.
Something that's been popular with a lot of the other communities that have similar facilities is the walking track. So that's where we started off with. And we're hoping that the gym not only serves as an athletic purpose, but also a multi-purpose purpose for renting out for the facility as well.
And not only would this facility be great for West Bloomfield Parks, it would kind of be, from what they were discussing at last night's meeting, some of the positives from the Township Board were them saying that this could really be that thing that completes that town hall complex as that one-stop shop for everything, that sort of center of the community. And Hafner talked about that after last night's meeting with our team about how this complex would potentially fit really well into where town hall is right now and the surrounding environment.
Our intention from the beginning has been how do we integrate the existing environment with the new addition that doesn't necessarily encroach too far on the wetlands or the forest, but also brings the people inside and outdoors. So that includes the terrace that we're having on the second floor, the integration of the trail extension that meets from at the top of the hill all the way to the facility, and then a second floor entrance that you can take from the trail as well. This also includes specific viewpoints from within the building that you can view nature from in and out.
It's going to be a really exciting project. It'll be interesting to see what that final form is. Should it go to the voters? Should it be approved by the voters? Currently, the proposal, again, about 33,000 square feet for this building in total from what's currently an 8,400 square foot Recreation Activity Center. Again, you can find a link to the full meeting from last night between the Parks and Recreation Commission and the joint work session with the Township Board on our website this afternoon, civiccentertv.com. We'll take a break on the Splash Live. We'll continue this discussion. The biggest story in town right next door to us at West Bloomfield Parks. Their Executive Director, Hyer, will join us for more information on this draft of a proposal, where they're going with this project going forward, and why this is the right time for this to be happening in Greater West Bloomfield. Stay with us. The Splash Live. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live. This is Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. On cable and the radio. On the web too, and on social media. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What people are watching in Kego Harbor. Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. And now, back to the Splash Live.
Live, local, social, it's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm your host, Tyler Kieft. Thank you for joining us and for keeping up to date with us on CivicCenterTV.com, where we're always on demand. And you can, of course, find all the links you need to our social media and keep up to date with us each and every day. The biggest story in town, a draft of a proposal for a massive expansion of the Recreation Activities Center discussed last night with the West Bloomfield Township Board by the Parks and Recreation Commission. They made their presentation about the potential expansion of the Recreation Activity Center on the Town Hall Complex's campus. And Hyer, Executive Director of West Bloomfield Parks, is joining us now to talk about where they're at in this process, where they're going, and what they're looking for in this potential expansion of the Recreation Activity Center. Kelly, thank you for your time this morning.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks, Tyler.
Yeah, glad to have you with us because this is a really cool project. Just looking at it from what you proposed, what you discussed at last night's meeting, and what this could mean not only for West Bloomfield Parks, but for recreation all across our community and communities nearby. So let's start from just the basic level. Where are we at in this project, and what is being looked at by Parks to propose to the Township Board to potentially put on the ballot?
Sure, we're looking at a $25 million bond proposal to go on the August primary ballot. And in order to do that, the next steps are taking it to the Park Commission and reviewing the ballot language, approving that. And it actually will come in the format of a resolution. The resolution will then be passed to the Township Board, and the Township Board, again, will review all the language there, including the ballot language, and that will be in the time frame of March, their first Monday of the month meeting in March, or their third Monday meeting. So once it does pass those two elected boards, it will go to officially on file with the Oakland County Clerk's Office, and then we can then begin the informational campaign, sharing with the voters of what exactly is all included in the $25 million bonds capital project campaign.
So this is at this present moment, we're nowhere near being even at the finish line of that first step. We're really in the exploratory phase.
That's right. But last night, hopefully what the both elected boards saw, they were happy in the direction we're going in, because at the end of the day, the ballot language is what's going to drive this, and we've got to get that right. Everybody has to be comfortable with that, and it has to be clear to the voters what they will be making a decision on. But we've been working on this project over the years. truly it's been in a discussion. If historically, if you look back when they built the existing Recreation Activities Center, only a very small portion of this building was complete, only 8,400 square feet. So if you've been inside the Recreation Activities Center here on the Civic Center campus, you'll find 2 small meeting rooms. One is about 1,000 square feet, the other 1,200 square feet. And then the nature room, which with all the animal habitat storage is less than 800, or it's around 800 square feet. So then we have all of our offices and of course the lobby area, but what we're looking at is a much bigger complex that truly people can spend their leisure time with us. And that's what we're trying to bring to the West Bloomfield voters as an opportunity for them to take a look at the park amenity enhancements that we're bringing to them, as well as this big expansion for the Recreation Activity Center.
As you're seeing on your screen on CivicCenterTV.com, this is one of the current architectural makeup drafts at this time of what the expanded Recreation Activity Center would look like. And if you look at the far left side of that screen, so the brown exterior of the building, that's the current Recreation Activity Center as it stands right now. And the rest of that off to the right of it is the expansion. And thank you, Calvin, for zooming in on that to give us a better look at that, Kelly. But you had mentioned that this is kind of a long time coming. This has been in discussion with West Bloomfield Parks internally for a while, but you also made an interesting point that when the Recreation Activity Center was originally built, it wasn't ever actually completed. And pardon me if I'm asking a question you may not be fully up to date on, but what was the reason why that never got to the finish line?
Well, I think at the time they couldn't come to the same conclusion that everybody was comfortable with the project scope. And so that's why we're really taking the time and sitting down with department heads, elected officials, and saying, what would you be comfortable with? And how can we get this right this time? And we are putting together a proposal. And again, we've shared a lot of the detail of the concept plan already. And I think we're on the right track because this is conservative. It is going to be a $22 million project, yes, but that includes all the site work, the furnishing, the finishes, the AV, IT, the stuff that we need to do to the parking lots, to the grounds. So $22 million is about $600 a square foot is the number we're using. And that will get us a 33,000 square foot building. So again, nothing enormous. It will include, hopefully, a middle school sized gymnasium. That includes an elevated walking track. The walking is the top requested thing from West Bloomfield residents time and time and time again. So we already have these beautiful trails on the Civic Center campus. So let's complement that with giving people an opportunity to come indoors when the trail conditions aren't right or the weather's not right for people. And then we can also have walking in the early morning and the late evening. And again, providing a healthy community or trying to make things available, amenities available for building a healthier community is our top priority. So with that, we're also including some meeting spaces, plenty big so it can fit our popular programs like stretch and tone and ping pong, our large group fitness classes. Some of our special events will be right here on this building. And again, people are familiar with the senior center we've opened. That is very temporary. We've said that right up front, that 9,000 square foot building or the space that we're leasing right now will get us through the construction phase, the transition, but then all that staff and those programs will be brought back here to this campus and where it should be under one roof. And just make it convenient for people to find us and convenient for staff to serve our residents.
And last night's meeting was a very informative one, both for your commission on what the Township Board is looking for, what some of the residents' thoughts are on this as they heard about it last night. And of course, out in the community, if you're watching, if you're listening at this time, you can see that meeting on demand on our website on CivicCenterTV.com. We're joined by Kelly Hyer, Executive Director of West Bloomfield Parks. You can continue to get more updates on this proposal as they move forward in their process, and of course, keep up to date with the timeline on their Facebook page at WB Parks, and you can also learn more on their their website on wbparks.org. Kelly, last night's meeting was that important first step. Like you said, you wanted to take your time. Your teams wanted to take its time on this. Take a step back, move slowly, but still move aggressively going forward. And last night's meeting was really that first major step forward in this for your team. What was last night's meeting like for you and for the Parks team? How informative was it? And did you get out of that meeting what you were kind of hoping to get out of that information-wise?
Of that and more. I felt like everyone was very excited and supportive, however, asking some really crucial questions. And it's great in that public format. So the audience and the viewers at home, everyone can see truly what everyone concerns might be or questions about the future. And so it was a mixed questions. And we took some notes, a few things we still want to look into, but overall, we were really pleased because we felt like we did really lay the groundwork. And truly, everyone, I think, is in agreement with the concept and the direction we're going. We just need to go back to the designers and finish up some of the concept plans, finish out our operational budget for this, and that'll take the next couple of weeks. So watch the February 22nd Parks Commission meeting for another update too, which of course you guys cover. But really, we felt great about it because it did seem that everyone was in agreement with the concept we proposed last night.
And we'll continue to talk with officials from West Bloomfield Parks as we get closer to that date and as we get more details about this coming in the coming weeks and months approaching, A, getting this potentially onto the ballot, and B, as we get closer to the time to go to the polls. And what's proposed to be the August 6th primary at this time is the goal date to get this on the ballot. Joining us on the Splash Live is Executive Director Kelly Hyer from West Bloomfield Parks. You can find more information on their draft proposal at this time for the Recreational Activities Center expansion on wbparks.org. And Kelly, we know that West Bloomfield Parks, above pretty much any other organization that you look toward in the Greater West Bloomfield community, whether it's our municipal government, the library, Civic Center TV, the police department, everybody loves West Bloomfield Parks. Everybody has something good to say, nothing but good things to say about West Bloomfield Parks. So the support's going to be there. The coffers of the community, not necessarily other than some financial downturns in recent years, has been pretty consistent over the last 20 or 30 years. So why now? Why is this the perfect time to bring this forward and get to that finish line on the Recreation Activities Center?
Well, right now, our leadership team and the elected officials are wanting to put action to all this discussion. And truly, our senior advisory board, which was established in 2018, are part of the grassworks group that has inspired us to say, you know what, there's never going to be the perfect time. Our community is aging, and people want to be able to use this building that they've been talking about, these amenities. And as we've seen so much success with our senior center, that was the first senior center we opened, dedicated senior center in West Bloomfield in 2020. And the amount of use this building is getting and just the sheer joy and the social connections that are happening there and the health, people are commenting pretty consistently on how their health is improving by coming out to their group fitness classes. We have a free group fitness twice a week at the Current Connect Senior Center. And we also have social meetups with different card groups. Then we have our luncheons, and we have so much to offer, and the space is limiting us on what we can be doing. So we know that we've started something really good, and the energy and the ideas are just all coming together. And I think right now too, we're looking at, if we don't start this and do it now, that is the energy and the people that we have on our team right now. It's just the perfect time with all the mind melds happening and the energy behind both our synergy with the library and township and all the different departments that you've mentioned, that just we have the support, and we're putting together a very conservative proposal on how we're going to fund this project. And it's going to take care of our needs for the next 20 years. It truly is. The amenities we're proposing, it is big enough right now that we can move all of our current programs and some room for expansion.
I'm nosy. I want to know the behind the scenes inside the Recreation Activities Center and your other facilities, your other offices at this time. This has to have you guys just completely pumped up and motivated.
It is. It's funny because we've been talking about it pretty regularly on the daily. And now that we're actually taking this more public and the energy coming right back at us, I just kept on hearing from people yesterday, hey, I'm coming to the meeting tomorrow. I'm going to be tuning in to Civic Center TV to watch on demand. It was so cool because for us, we're coming to work. We serve our residents every day. This is pretty normal to be talking about our improvements and how can we make things more efficient and what are we planning for the next season, obviously on a more grandiose scale. But now that the community is hearing these little glimmers and reaching out to us saying how excited they are, it's pretty cool stuff.
Well, Kelly, we appreciate you joining us on the program to give us some more insight in this. Take us inside and behind the scenes at West Bloomfield Parks on what's currently going on. Before I let you go, we're in the very early stages of this. Nothing has been officially proposed. Nothing has been approved by the Parks Commission or sent off to the Township Board to put on a ballot. We're still very much in the unofficial phase, the draft phase of this. But let's imagine a world where everything goes well, where there are no hiccups, there are no stoppages. We get everything through one piece after another. When would people be able to expect for this project to be completed and then be able to use all these great new amenities in this newly renovated facility?
Oh, that is a great time to be in. So fast forward to the end of 2026, maybe early 2027, and we envision some soft openings happening. So here on the Civic Center campus, we will be opening up this facility. It's going to take 18 months. So we would be opening up this facility at the end of 2026, early 2027, and perhaps they're getting together to do a walk. It's going to be a few laps around that track, but maybe there's groups meeting up there. The senior center will have been finishing out our lease at the current location, so staff will be moving all under one campus there. We'll be working collaboratively with the library, planning our outdoor spaces, and rethinking all the events that we've had here in these buildings and on this campus to make them flow and just be better taking advantage of all the spaces. The Meals on Wheels driver will have a go-to spot instead of our temporary setup that we have outdoors that is not exactly ideal every day. To staff being together to collaborate all in one roof and our supplies being all in one location. Oftentimes now we have to drive to our different storage facilities to pick up amenity or supplies for an event. So all of that under one roof. And then also simultaneously, we talked about these park enhancements. How was that going to shape up and look like? Because we talked about the playgrounds, and the playgrounds will probably be some of our easiest capital infrastructure things to take advantage of, tackling those first at Bloomer, at Marshbank, at Pine Lake Park, and then working on the pickleball court expansion and getting that timing right. So at Drake Sports Park, if you have watched our 2022 master plan, which the Township and Parks Commission both approved, in that master plan is the pickleball court. So where they sit now, to the left, if you're standing in the on the south side of the pickleball courts and the community buildings to your left, the new pickleball courts are going in between the existing pickleball courts and the community room. And so we have a cool tiered plan, again, concept plans picked out for how that will look like. And then, of course, the Marshbank Trail. So the Marshbank walking trail will be happening in a 1 year phase of a 3-year phase. All parking of Marshbank Park will be upgraded. So that year we have, again, we've done some concept planning and timelines there. So that will be happening as well. So we'll have several simultaneous projects in the works. But Tyler, I'm thinking 2027 is going to be our year if this all falls into place, but that our users will be privy to some pretty cool upgraded facilities.
A really exciting time for West Bloomfield Parks and for the entirety of the community as we move forward in this process and look forward to seeing where this goes from here. Kelly, thank you so much for your time today.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Keep up to date with this proposal from West Bloomfield Parks on their Facebook page at WB Parks and on their website on wbparks.org. We'll continue our coverage here with Civic Center TV. And again, last night's work session will replay on Civic Center TV today at 1 o'clock p.m. It will also be the first meeting to replay during our weekend meeting block right away at 9 o'clock on Saturday and Sunday morning. You can find it on demand on Civic Center TV. Live, local, social, it's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Some local news, including the end of an era for an institution in the local theater community, plus some information on how to get ready for middle school and get ready for a fun event coming up this weekend at the Orchard Mall. The Splash Live will be right back.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live. What people are watching in Sylvan Lake, Civic Center TV, and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Ronnie started doing prescription pills at the age of 15, and by 19 he died. If your child is struggling with drug use, try not to be too proud to reach out for help. Don't be worried about what the neighbor will think or your family. Just get your child the help they need. Sometimes it's the hard road to take, but the hard road is nothing compared to living with the fact that your child is no longer with you.
There's hope and help at drugfree.org.
Take a break and tune in to the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Join Tyler Keefe as he goes through headlines and events, updating you on the day-to-day happenings in Oakland County. Catch us live weekdays 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Watch us on demand at civiccentertv.com. Or watch us on TV at Comcast Channel 15 or AT&T at Channel 99. Find local municipal meetings at our program schedule on civiccentertv.com. Find when your meetings air live or when they're replaying on our Civic Center TV live stream. Find it all at civiccentertv.com and click schedule at the top of the screen. And now, back to the Splash, live.
Live, local, social, it's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm your host, Tyler Keefe. Thank you for being with us today and for always following along and keeping us in your feed on Facebook at Civic Center TV 15 and on YouTube at Civic Center TV. While not in the Greater West Bloomfield communities proper here in West Bloomfield, Keego Harbor, Orchard Lake Village, and Sylvan Lake, the Mikehl Theater has been an institution of our community for a number of years, a place people have gone to frequent when they haven't gone to maybe the historic Keego Harbor Theater before that was closed down, or other theaters, maybe at the old facility that was most recently Orchard Fitness on Orchard Lake Road. That was at once a theater. They would go to this historic theater out in Bloomfield Township to see their favorite movies. And after over 40 years of serving our local community here in Oakland County, the Mikehl Theater is officially going to be closing its doors. The theater's lease has expired, and its current ownership, John and Lauren Goldstein, decided they were not going to renew that lease at its completion. In recent years, of course, the industry not been favorable to movie theaters as the COVID-19 pandemic shuttered doors to theaters all across communities around America and around the world, putting movie production in flux. And of course, that's trickled down to all areas of the industry and impacted historic theaters, including others throughout our community, such as in Royal Oak and now here in the Bloomfield Township area. This theater opened as the Mikehl 123 back in March of 1977, and in February of 2024, its run serving our community has come to a close. Here's a farewell letter that was written to Maple guests after their decision on Monday became official to close the theater. You can find this full letter and more information on other amenities that may be impacted if you bought special subscriptions or gift certificates and so on, and how those can be used at other movie theater properties nearby. Facebook.com/TheMapleTheater to read this letter in full and find more of that information. Again, Facebook at The Maple Theater to get all of that information. An important night is ahead for parents in the West Bloomfield School District. Wednesday is West Bloomfield Middle School preview night. We had Cindy Carson from the school district on our program on Monday to go into details about all different things that parents and students alike should be considering as they make that big jump from 5th grade into 6th grade, from one of our 6 elementary schools in the West Bloomfield School District into our 1 middle school beginning next fall. And Parent Information Night, you can have a chance to talk to some teachers and some administrators, get some of those preliminary questions answered, and get to know the facility, get to know the educators that your students will spend the next 3 years with before they go down the street to West Bloomfield High School. This information night happening Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. at West Bloomfield Middle School. You can find more information on this event and others on WBSD.org and, of course, on the Facebook page of the West Bloomfield School District at West Bloomfield Schools. Coming up this weekend, it is a big weekend at the Orchard Mall. Once again, the 2024 Black Expo, one of many events going on throughout Black History Month to celebrate excellence in the Black community, in our community, and promote diversity through the West Bloomfield Diversity Task Force. Saturday, February 10th, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. at the Orchard Mall. You get in for free, no money, no cost to get in the door, and plenty of products to look at, maybe buy and support some local businesses. Over 50 vendors on site, music, products, food, so much more to explore. It's been really fun the first few years that it's been in operation. They're expanding it this year. It gets bigger every single time they do it, and hey, our team will be out there. I'll be out there on Saturday too, so come on by and tell us what you think about it. Maybe we'll get you on TV as well. Again, more information can be found on this on wbparks.org. This is where they house all the information you need to know about the West Bloomfield Diversity Task Force, a partnership between West Bloomfield Parks, West Bloomfield Township, the library, and community volunteers, maybe even volunteers like you. Live, local, social, it's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. On the other side, from West Bloomfield Parks to Oakland County Parks. If you or your kids are looking for that perfect part-time job, seasonal job, or maybe you're jumping back into the workforce full-time, there are jobs available, and there are some job-going sessions coming up both this week and next with Oakland County Parks. Their director, Chris Ward, will join us next on The Splash Live.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live. Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Follow us on Twitter at Civic Center TV. Get notified when we upload one of our interviews, full episodes, and more. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depression stuff. That's what white people think. You all right?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
1 in 4 Michigan homes has high levels of radon, a naturally occurring radioactive gas known to cause lung cancer. It doesn't matter where you live or what type of home you have. You won't even know it's there unless you test. So don't wait. Testing is cheap and easy. And if there's a problem, it's simple to fix. Visit michigan.gov/radon to learn more.
We took action. Will you?
And now, back to The Splash, live.
Live, local, social, it's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm your host, Tyler Keefe, and thank you for joining us as you do each and every day. And of course, we encourage you to always keep up to date on our programming, both the Splash Live and all across our 4 communities of the programming, always available live and on demand on CivicCenterTV.com. Whether you're looking for some new work right now or in the near future, or maybe even your kids getting a head start on looking for that perfect summer job, some of the best places to work in our community are at our parks. Coming up, there are multiple meetings with Oakland County Parks. There start with Parks job events coming up over the next few weeks and beyond. And joining us now to talk about open jobs with Oakland County Parks and these Start with Parks job events is their director, Chris Ward with Oakland County Parks. Parks Director Chris, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, glad to have you on as you're holding a couple of these events coming up. One is happening this upcoming weekend on February 10th, but you got another one happening even next week. What are you? What's really the goal with the Start with Parks jobs events coming up over the next couple of weeks?
Well, every year we have about 400 to 500 seasonal job positions to fill, and often they're young people, and it's often their first job, entry into the workforce. And so these sessions provide an opportunity for somebody to come in and do a on-site interview, get their foot in the door, learn a little bit about what the career paths are in parks, the different positions that are available, the locations that they could work at, and see what opportunities spark their interest.
So, Chris, is this mostly, as you said, those seasonal jobs? You're looking to fill those 400 or 500 seasonal jobs, or are there also opportunities for potentially part-time or full-time work?
There are. We are always hiring. We're a pretty sizable department, and sometimes it's an opportunity to come in through a seasonal position and then work your way into a longer-term career. We've got many people on the staff here that started here as a high schooler and are working here decades later.
So, Chris, if people are looking for jobs and they're maybe thinking, okay, maybe it's going to be a fun time to work in our parks, especially as we get into the warmer months of the year, the sun is going to be out, gives me an excuse to be outside in the elements with people having fun all throughout the warmer seasons. Why is Oakland County Parks a great place to have, as you said, that first job or that bridge job for a season?
Yeah, well, a couple of reasons. I mean, it's a great way to give back to the community and be a part of really a public good while spending some time out in nature or learning some skills, being a part of a popular recreation facility destination. Yeah, I mean, overall, it's just a great place to work. Often I run into people who say it's the first job they ever had, and it's one of their cherished memories. So people do make a lot of great memories and connect with friends for life.
And what sort of skills are you looking for, or what sort of traits are you looking for in a potential candidate for any of these jobs in Oakland County Parks?
Well, many of these positions really don't require a lot of background. Some do require a degree, but most do not. Some require a driver's license. But there's really an opportunity for really anybody 16 and up, or even somebody who hasn't reached that age to volunteer. But for these part-time jobs, there are many entry-level jobs for somebody in that 16 years and above age range. And if you do have some experience or knowledge specifically in, say, nature education or natural resources, perhaps going to college and pursuing a degree in those areas, there's also some higher paying, more specialized jobs as well.
You can learn more information about Oakland County Parks and keep up to date with them both on open job opportunities as well as events all throughout the year on oakgov.com. You can also keep up to date with them on Facebook at oakgov and even more connections to Oakland County Parks and Recreation. Their upcoming Start with Parks job events happening Saturday, February 10th, 9 a.m. until 11 a.m. at Waterford Oaks Lookout Lodge. And another one coming up next week, February 15th. That's Thursday next week at the Wint Nature Center at Independence Oaks County Park. Again, more information on oakgov.com. oakgov.com. And Chris, having talked to people in our local parks here in West Bloomfield Township, and even to your team and others in parks and recreation communities all throughout Oakland County, it takes a certain kind of individual to be a positive member of a team in any parks and recreation community. In terms of Oakland County parks, what's that ideal sort of personality trait or set of traits that you're looking for in some of these new part-time, full-time, and seasonal staffers?
Well, I definitely see somebody who's motivated about giving back to the community and cares about that, motivated by that. Often we're not the highest paying job out there, and that's usually not the highest motivator for somebody who finds their way to us. It's people who do care about giving to the community, who care about the natural environment, and trying to make the world a better place. I guess that would be our ideal candidate.
More information can be found on oakgov.com or by following Oakland County Parks at facebook.com/OC Parks. Joining us on the Splash Live is Chris Ward, the Parks Director for Oakland County Parks. Again, their upcoming Start with Parks job sessions will be happening on Saturday, February 10th at Waterford Oaks Lookout Lounge, 9 a.m. until 11 a.m. And Thursday, February 15th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. at the Wint Nature Center at Independence Oaks County Park. Again, Facebook at OC Parks for more information. Chris, as we get closer to these events later on this week and into next week, what should people do to prepare as they come out to these events? What would you suggest that they bring along with them, or what sort of questions they may be able to get answered at a Start with Parks job event?
Well, I think it's helpful to know what locations people would be interested in working at. Sometimes we have positions that are available in multiple parks because of the types of facilities we have at each park. Certainly think about what your priorities are, what you care about the most, and we might be able to help steer you in the right direction for a job that you would find more fulfilling. Other than that, I think just bring in yourself and being able to convey your desire to want to be a part of Oakland County Parks. We'll take you if we possibly can.
If you're unable to attend the Start with Parks job events over the next week or two across Oakland County, you can send them an email as we speak at parkshr@oakgov.com to get even more information on job openings now and into the future. Once again, that email address, parkshr@oakgov.com. Chris Ward is joining us on the Splash Live. He is the Parks Director at Oakland County Parks as they get ready for a couple of job events coming up both this week and next week all across Oakland County. Chris, before we let you go, anything else that we should know about these job openings now, or more information we should be on the lookout for maybe in the near future?
Nothing in particular. I do appreciate helping us get the word out. Really important that we recruit enough staff so that we can operate all our facilities. We had some struggles during the pandemic. We've come back from that quite a bit. We do have some bonuses available for certain positions, and if that's of interest, definitely our lifeguard positions. I believe we have some available for the golf as well. Really do appreciate you helping us get the word out in the community, and hope there's some young people out there who would like to spend their summer with us.
Hey, we're always glad to help Oakland County Parks and all of our local parks communities as they get the word out about their seasonal jobs. Big opportunities coming up, as Chris said earlier on. About 400 to 500 seasonal jobs all throughout the year are available. You can get in on the ground floor now as we get closer and closer to spring and to summer. They'll be here before you know it. Chris, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
oakgov.com. You scroll over their community tab and click on Oakland County Parks for more information. And if you're unable to attend the Start with Parks job events coming up on Saturday at the Waterford Oaks Lookout Lounge, and next week, Thursday afternoon and evening at Wint Nature Center, you can send an email as we speak, parkshr@oakgov.com for even more information. Live, local, social, it's the Splash Live. Plenty more stories and information important to you in the Greater West Bloomfield area coming up next on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live. Missed one of our live broadcasts or one of your local municipal meetings? Check it out online at civiccentertv.com. Every meeting, show, and interview on demand. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Take a break and tune in to the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Join Tyler Keefe as he goes through headlines and events, updating you on the day-to-day happenings in Oakland County. Catch us live weekdays 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Watch us on demand at civiccentertv.com. Or watch us on TV at Comcast Channel 15 or AT&T at Channel 99.
When you have a gambling problem, you have a money problem. Don't let your gambling cause you financial hardship. If you or someone you love is struggling with gambling, we can help. Get free confidential counseling and win your life back. Learn more at michigan.gov/problemgambling.
And now, back to the Splash, live.
Live, local, social, it's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm your host, Tyler Keefe. Thank you for being with us. And, of course, you can always stay up to date with the Splash Live and everything going on in the Greater West Bloomfield community on civiccentertv.com. Find us on demand and other special original programming as we celebrate Black History Month. The West Bloomfield School District recently recognizing Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday and his impact, his life and legacy through the United We Walk event. You'll find that on demand on our website and find that regularly replaying on our channel. And we recently celebrated 50 years of the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society as well. That and other original programming all available on civiccentertv.com. Really big event, really fun event coming up next week, Monday, for veterans all throughout our local area. A chance to come together in camaraderie and friendship, share some stories, get to know some other veterans with similar life experience at the Grill in Orchard Lake. Normally, Sylvan Lake's Veterans Coffee events happen at the Sylvan Lake Community Center. A very quaint and quiet and small, intimate group gets together for some coffee and some pastries and some breakfast, as you're seeing in this beautiful picture from past months at the Sylvan Lake Community Center. They're expanding that out in the month of February to veterans all across the Lakes area. Monday, February 12th, 10 a.m. at the Grill, Orchard Lake Road, just off of Middle Belt Road in Sylvan Lake. This event will be happening. Coffee is free. Of course, it's a coffee event. You got to have the coffee for free, but there's also some tasty food available for our veterans as well. You will have to pay for scratch-cooked breakfasts at the Grill on this day, but should be a really nice event. We'll be joined by a couple of individuals from Sylvan Lake to get even more information on this Veterans Extravaganza happening on Monday. If you'd like to learn more information on Sylvan Lake coffee events and other fun events going on all across the prettiest little city in Michigan, go to sylvanlake.org and navigate to their calendar. Mark your calendars for Nature Room open hours with West Bloomfield Parks this month and next in West Bloomfield Township. There's only one official Nature Room open hours day in the month of February, and that's coming up in a couple of weeks. Sunday, February 25th. From 10 a.m. to noon, they'll open up their nature room, including have some access to see and maybe wave and interact with some of their animal ambassadors indoors. They'll also have their outdoor natural play area open so kids can have fun in maybe the sun, maybe the snow, maybe both, or hey, maybe like this week, it'll be another 40s and 50s kind of week, and they'll be able to get outside in the outdoor natural play area, go for walks, and more. It is free to attend. Children do have to be accompanied by an adult at all times, and no pre-registration is required to attend. There's also a couple of these dates in March, March 7th and March 19th from 1 to 3 p.m. You can find a listing of these Nature Room open hours events and all events, as well as registration information from West Bloomfield Parks on wbparks.org. renovate.org. Often those that are working on events like this and others across our community are doing so with a lot of effort on their own time. Of course, staff at West Bloomfield Parks puts a lot into their nature room open hours and other events, but so many across our community that make fun events and recognition opportunities happen are those that are volunteers, and we recognize them every year at the Michigan Week Community Awards Breakfast. Nominations for those awards are open as we speak. We got a little over a week left to get those in. Friday, February 16th, next week Friday at 11:59 p.m., those nominations close and the awards giving gets into its final stages as we head toward that May 10th, 7 a.m. event at Temple Israel. You can find more information on nominations for the Michigan Week Awards on michiganweek.org, as well as on their Facebook page at GWBMW, as you're seeing at the bottom of your screen right now on our program. Again, we're looking for volunteers that are out in the community, not only in our schools, not only in our volunteer organizations like Rotary or the Optimist Club. Maybe it's someone that, hey, on your street, when storms come through, when we have wind events, or over the summer, maybe we have some big thunderstorms, and they go out in the street and they sweep all the brush off of that. And they just do it because it's a nice neighborly thing to do. They're a volunteer. They deserve this recognition. That's the kind of person they're always looking for. And you can find more information on Michigan Week's Facebook page, facebook.com/GWBMW. Live, local, social, it's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM all throughout your week. Find us on demand on civiccentertv.com. Make sure to follow us and like us on Facebook at Civic Center TV 15. Subscribe and follow us for free on YouTube at Civic Center TV. And as always, you'll find us right here on 89.3 Lakes FM and Civic Center TV. Thank you so much for joining us on the Splash Live.